This is a mock interview conducted by Forum IAS Academy at New Delhi. The interview panel includes eminent academicians, retired bureaucrats, and other luminaries. The objective of program is to acquaint the candidate with the format and expectations of the personality test conducted by UPSC.
May I come in, sir?
Please come in.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Please sit down.
Yes.
Mr. Gursimrat Singh,
Yes.
we have met online.
Yes, sir.
How many mock interviews you have taken till now?
So 4 or 5. Yeah.
4 or 5. So you must have got all your feedbacks.
Yes.
You have worked on them.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let us see how you have worked on and where you stand today. Is it?
Yes.
Tell me, you are a medical student. You are a doctor already, and you want to come in civil service.
Yes, sir.
Now there is already scarcity of doctors in India. So don't you think you could serve the people there better, being a doctor rather than being here?
Sir, I believe civil services would be an extension of my service and the work and experience I have gained. Sir, I would utilize in discharging my duties in civil services as well, sir.
You come from Punjab.
Yes, sir.
Tell us something about the economic situation and problems of Punjab as on today.
Yes, sir. Punjab, there is a mismanagement of economy, and we have a debt burden of 3 lakh crore rupees. But sir, Punjab has been an agrarian food economy, but we are too heavily dependent upon agriculture sector, and it has led to the agricultural distress. So we are diversifying our sectors, and now we are looking upon industries and services as well. So we are specializing in food processing industries. In Mohali, the IT hub is there. The textiles in Ludhiana and the cultural in Amritsar. So we are into the start of utilizing the industrial sector as well.
But you have so many people who are outside in foreign countries.
Yes, sir.
Don't they send remittances to their home, back home in Punjab?
Yes, sir. The youth is settling in. It has been a historical practice. Punjabis have been attracted to Canada, and
So do they send money back or not?
Yes, sir. They send the ones who have been settled there. They are sending the remittances.
So is there any information about the total remittances coming to Punjab from foreign countries? Is there any data?
So there might be. I know the India level, but Punjab I have to.
There must be some data somewhere.
Yes, sir.
And do you think it is equivalent to or less than or more than remittances from, say, Kerala?
Sir, the Kerala, they are mostly from the Gulf countries, I believe. And Punjabis in Australia and Canada, they are getting remittances from those areas more.
So remittances coming to Canada are more.
Yes, sir.
But still, the situation in Punjab is not very good in the sense that people are having problem. They were having agitation because they were not getting income. The state government itself is under debt, heavy debt, as you said.
Yes, sir.
Health situation is not so good, and you have a lot of agricultural produce. There is hardly any agro-based industry in that area.
Yes, sir.
So why this neglect?
Sir, we have utilized the agriculture sector, but due to the historical green revolution, sir, there is monoculture of wheat and rice, and that has led to the deterioration of soil health as well. But we are now onto the path of diversifying our agrarian sector as well, and we are coming up with food parks, and we are diversifying the food processing industries as well, so that we can utilize our agrarian potential. So.
Tell me one thing. These days there is a lot of discussion about Jahangirpuri violence.
Yes, sir.
And there is similar violence in Rajasthan, in Madhya Pradesh, in many other states. Suppose you were a home secretary somewhere, maybe government of India.
Yes, sir.
How will you react to this and what will you do?
So, as a home secretary, the strategy has to be the short term and long one. So, the short term, I think I need to interact with the secretaries there, the home and the police chiefs in those states, in UP or West Bengal, or the way incidents have happened. And I think the social awareness has to be spread about the mutual peace and tolerance, as it is our fundamental duty to spread right to brotherhood and common brotherhood and fraternity. So I think that narrative has to be spread, and also the enforcement by the police, more stricter enforcement of law and order as well. So it has to be dealt
So
both
you think
ways.
that just sending instructions or telling them will be enough? Because enough orders have gone, must have gone, guidelines must have gone. There is a law already to control such violence and all, but still people are not listening. So you have to do something more as a secretary, home secretary, than really what you said. It is just a lip service or repetition of what already is there on the ground. So to get it implemented, what new things you will do so that people really implement it?
Sir, more monitoring by use of technology. Technology can be done, and the reports can be of the incidences happened. They can be monitored as per the Home Secretary on a national level. So the incidences and what are the root causes of it, and then redressing them. And then the further goal would be promoting peace.
Okay, Ayush is in the health ministry. Ayush. Ayurveda, Yoga,
Siddha,
Unani,
naturopathy,
Siddha
and homeopathy.
and homeopathy.
Yes, sir.
Now, I will ask about Siddha and about homeopathy.
Yes, sir.
Is it a placebo effect where some people say it is not medicine and it is only a placebo effect? Do you agree with that?
Sir, the basic principle of homeopathy, what it deals with, they change our bodily response by natural mechanisms. The whole body acts or responds physiologically
So you
towards a
don't
particular
agree,
disease.
you don't agree it is a placebo effect?
So it has a positive effect because
Placebo effect. You just feel that you are eating medicine
yes, sir.
and you feel better. Is that so? Or
Yes, sir, there is
really some medicine?
Yes, sir. There is the medicines they give. The medicines they change our reaction of the body to particular. The system works differently towards the an antigen or a foreign body. So they work on that principle. So that effect is
Achha,
there.
about yoga,
Yes, sir.
it is just an exercise.
Yes, sir.
How can it be part of medicine?
Sir, yoga as a principle they believe in are natural by using mechanisms of breathing, circulation, and
So it's not, you are not taking anything from inside.
yes, sir.
From you're not taking any medicine, or you're not so in terms of in the real parlance we know about medicine,
Yes,
you eat something, then you feel that you have taken some medicine.
Yes, sir.
Here you're not eating anything. How yoga can be called medicine?
Sir, they are more concerned with the prevention of diseases. So that aspect is dealt with the yoga and other traditional medicines.
So you mean it is a part of social and preventive medicine?
Yes, sir.
Now tell me the condition of medical facilities in India.
So right now, India is spending around 1.36% of GDP on healthcare and the national health policy.
How do you compare with other countries?
So China is spending around 7 to 8% and Brazil 5%. The US is spending around 12%. So we have to increase our budgetary allowance. Especially, sir, the target is as among the national health policy. It says it has to be increased to 2.5% of GDP.
So you see now Ayushman Bharat is there.
Scheme. Yes, sir.
It is mostly based on privatization, isn't
Yes,
it?
sir.
And the district hospitals and they don't have facilities at all. So do you think if it is privatization and district government sector is not having any health facility, do you think you are able to, you're doing good for the common man at least? Common man can't afford those heavy, costly medicines.
So we are trying our best to provide in the government, the facilities in government sector, especially.
Where? What are you doing? Where you are doing that?
So the Ayushman Bharat scheme, it provides pre and post hospitalization charges and of secondary and
That is
tertiary
hospital.
hospitals as
That is
well.
based on privatization, isn't it?
So it is both in private, impaneled and government sector as well. And we provide medicines free of cost in Jan Aushadhi scheme. And Jan Aushadhi stores, they provide medicines, but more supply has to be monitored. Sometimes they are missing the supply of medicines. So I think at the rural sector, the PHCs and sub-centers, they need to be strengthened more. I think.
And just the last question in this regard. There is a move by the government of UP that every district hospital will be upgraded as a medical college.
Yes, sir.
How do you react to this?
So it is a very innovative step. It should be emulated on the national level. By using the already existing infrastructure of a tertiary medical hospital, it can be converted into a medical college to redress the shortage of doctors. So they can learn there and the community's clinical skills.
What do you have in a medical college? It is not only associated hospital.
Yes, sir.
It's attached hospital. You have only attached hospital as a district hospital. But the main infrastructure has to be built.
So, but
Do you think you have resources for building that kind of infrastructure with 1.3 or 4, whatever percentage of GDP that you mentioned?
Sir, we have to increase our spending, but I think it can, the whole infrastructure, but any medical college must be attached clinically to a hospital, so that optimal utilization of resources can be done when it is connected already with the district hospital. So for clinical practice, the lectures, for that, the lecture halls has to be made in the medical college, but it would be attached in proximity to a district hospital. So clinically, they will learn their skills there.
So, Mr. Singh, how are you?
I'm doing good, sir. Thank you.
If I go by your order of preferences, it's very interesting to see that your first preference is Indian Police Service rather than administrative service.
Yes, sir.
Any specific reason for that?
So there are 2 to 3 reasons for it. So first, I have been and I'm very passionate about police and policing as a service. So secondly, my maternal uncle is serving as an IPS officer in Punjab. He was the initial source of inspiration, having watched him closely. So, and also I believe IPS provides tremendous challenges and also opportunities to directly deal with the public and empower them in various specialized fields of law and order, crime, etc., in which I have interest in, sir.
Okay, that's fine. But see, what makes me tensed is when I go by your profile, you are an MBBS doctor, then policing, you come from a medical family. Is there any coherence between that?
Yes, a work of a
How
police.
your knowledge of medicine or MBBS would be helpful in policing? I think both are quite different job in temperament and nature.
Sir, with an analogy, I'll explain. Sir, a doctor deals with human beings and his basic purpose is to save the life of a people. So same way the police also deals in emergency situations and he has to work for the safety of the people. So sir, I would utilize the skills of forensic science and the knowledge and also the skills that I have brushed upon in my internship duties of empathy and compassion. I would utilize in police services as well, sir.
Okay, good. Sir.
Gursimrat Singh.
Yes, sir.
What is the mission Indradhanush?
The mission Indradhanush and recently the intensified mission Indradhanush. So it's the immunization program of the 7 diseases, 7 vaccines are provided to the preventable diseases. Sir.
Can you elaborate 7 diseases?
Yes, sir. Sir, diphtheria, polio, sir, measles, sir, tuberculosis, rubella, sir, pentavalent vaccine, and sir, one more, Japanese encephalitis.
Japanese?
Encephalitis.
Encephalitis.
Yes.
Okay,
Ji.
sure. Do you know about LHON syndrome, Leon syndrome? LHON, full form is Leber Hereditary Optic Neuropathy.
Sir, I'm not aware of the exact terms, but it is about the neuropathic disease of the neurons, sir.
No. It is a
Inherited genetic
mutational
disorder.
disease.
Yes,
It is a mutational disease inherited from mother.
Yes, sir.
And it causes you to lose your eyesight, starting with the painless blurriness. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So, what is mitochondrial DNA?
Sir, mitochondria is a cell organelle which has its own DNA. It's a self-autonomous, and it is called the energy cell.
What is mitochondrial DNA?
Yes, sir. Mitochondrial DNA, sir. The mitochondrial organelle of the cell, it has its own DNA,
DNA. Having
cell.
self-replicating capacity.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So why mitochondrial DNA is called mother line inheritance?
Sir, it also the mitochondrial DNA is transferred to through sex chromosomes to the.
No.
Yes,
Why
sir.
it is called mother line inheritance means it always inheritance through the mother,
yes, sir.
not the involvement of father. Why it is?
Because some of the sir inherited mitochondrial diseases are from the sir.
No.
Yes, sir.
This is not the exact reason. Mitochondrial DNA जो है वो मदर से ही क्यों इनहेरिटेड होता है? जैसे फ्रॉम मदर टू द डॉटर, फ्रॉम डॉटर टू द ग्रैंड डॉटर, देयर इज नो इन्वॉल्वमेंट ऑफ मेल पार्ट. Why?
I'll have to read about it, sir.
Okay, this is just because of the structure of the sperm. The tail part of sperm contain mitochondrial DNA.
Yes.
When they fertilize with the egg,
yes.
then it loss out.
Yes, sir.
That's why it is always mother line.
Mother.
Very good. Do you know about DNA bank?
Yes, sir.
What is DNA bank?
Sir, DNA bank or a plasma bank, or so these banks they involve the storage of the DNA of a person for the analysis and of data, sir.
What is the future of DNA bank?
Sir, it can serve in various sectors from the medical perspective.
There was discussion on the parliament about the DNA bank. क्रिमिनल का हम डीएनए को कंजर्व करके रखेंगे, उसमें पॉलिटिशियंस ने कहा, तो बाद में हमारे होम मिनिस्टर ने कहा कि नहीं, जो पॉलिटिशियंस जो क्रिमिनल क्राइम के आरोप हैं उनको हम इसमें डीएनए का सैंपल कलेक्ट नहीं करेंगे. सो व्हाट इज द फ्यूचर ऑफ डीएनए बैंक?
So from the medical perspective, it can get for a research purpose. It is
It will
a
improve the
repository.
investigation.
Yes, sir. Police perspective, investigation, it can help. The storage and analysis of data can help in the crime prevention. Sir, it would be useful in forensic investigation as well.
What is DNA chip?
To read about it, the chip.
अच्छा, okay. Do you know about CRISPR-Cas9 technology?
Yes, sir.
Please explain.
Sir, the CRISPR-Cas9 technology, sir, it was awarded Nobel Prize as well. Sir, it involves the restriction endonuclease enzyme. Sir, manipulating the DNA sequence or
What is CRISPR and what is Cas9?
Cas9 is the enzyme and CRISPR is the restriction endonuclease enzyme, sir. The technology. CRISPR is the sir, genetic scissors, which nuclease is the cleaves.
Previously you said it is enzyme.
Sir, it works on that enzyme, restriction endonuclease.
Then why this is worldwide controversy over CRISPR-Cas9 technology?
So there are apprehensions that it may be misused in cloning of babies or some unethical practices as well. By
Do you know
manipulating
about
the DNA.
okay? Do you know about DNA computing?
So I'm not aware of the exact definition, but it might be about the using computer algorithms to study the genomic sequence.
Only just study the genomic sequence, or it is not useful for the storage of data?
Yes, sir. Big data can also be.
We can
compiled in
store
there.
the data in the DNA.
Yes, sir.
That is DNA computing.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Here is the news in last 1 to 2 years. A medical therapy called Reiki. Do you know about Reiki or natural healing process? That is Reiki. What is Reiki therapy or वही natural therapy जिसको कहते हैं?
Sir, I've listened the music of Reiki healing.
This is not related with the music. आप देखेंगे they just touch the patient and they just heal them by meditating or otherwise else. They just meditate and they trap the energy and pass out that energy into the wound or the infected person.
Yes, sir.
That is the Reiki. Do you know about it?
No, sir. I'll read more about it.
Okay.
So hello Gursimrat.
Yes, sir.
Tell me, who was Baba Farid?
So Baba Farid was a famous Sufi saint from 11th to 12th century and belonged to the Chishti Silsila of Sufi orders.
So
His
what
Bani
are
is incorporated into the Guru Granth Sahib.
yes? What are the reasons why his teachings have been incorporated in the Guru Granth Sahib?
Sir, he has led the basis of the Punjabi literature and his teachings of becoming a good human being, of being humble, and sir, that are very relevant in present times as well. So, respecting that, it has been incorporated.
Can you name some other saints whose teachings have been incorporated in the Guru Granth Sahib?
15 bhakts and 11 bhakts have been incorporated. Like
Can you
Guru
name some
Ravidas, yes sir, Guru Ravidas ji, Guru Kabir ji, sir, their Bani have also been incorporated.
So what is the central message that you get from the teachings of these saints?
Sir, Sufi saints and in the Guru Granth Sahib, the basic messages of mutual love and tolerance. They spread the message that we should utilize our value system to become a good human being. Sir.
Okay. Since you aspire to become a police officer, just before the elections and I think some years ago, there were some very disturbing incidents, what we call as Beadbi, desecration,
Yes,
you know.
Sacrilege.
Yeah, sacrilege. So attempts were made, the person entered, I think, the Guru Granth Sahib's complex within, he jumped over the railing and how would you tackle these kinds of things? Because I understand that although the government had promised within 24 hours they'll solve the case, but it hasn't been solved till now. So how would you as a police officer ensure that these kinds of things don't happen in the society?
Sir, as a police administrator, I would not just deal it as a law and order issue. My first pronged strategy would be to increase the enforcement at religious places as well, the gurdwaras, the temples. The second would be at the societal level. Sir, the awareness has to be spread of mutual love and tolerance. That is our fundamental duty as well, to spread the spirit of common brotherhood. So that message has also to be delivered, that India is a land of unity and diversity.
How would you deliver that message to the common people?
Sir, I think innovative techniques like Nukkad Nataks, we can rope in various local leaders and celebrities, religious leaders, that they should, that all religions, the basis is equal, the basis is the same. So I think that can be spread in the society.
But generally, most of the problems come from the leaders only. So don't you think that that might not be the proper way?
Sir, some leaders are good as well. By roping in good leaders, we can spread a good message.
Okay. All right. You were born in Patiala.
Yes.
What is the origin of the name Patiala? What does it mean?
Sir, Patiala means Patiala, that is the land of Baba Ala, who was the founder of this land, Patiala, sir, in 1763.
Okay, and the Patiala, they had a royal family as well, right?
Yes, sir.
Why did they side with the British in 1857 war?
Yes, sir. Patiala has been a princely state before independence. So the reasons of siding with the Britishers during revolt of 1857. So it might be due to the geographical proximity. Patiala is on the southeastern parts of Punjab, and Satluj was the border where the Britishers were there. So I think the proximity geographically, it dealt to the communication with the Britishers. So this was sidelined with them.
Is there
With the
anything to do with any
compromise.
treaty that they might have had with the British?
Sir, they had some treaty of friendship with the
Was it?
Britishers as well. Yes, sir.
They had a treaty of friendship with the
Friendship,
British.
yes, sir.
When was it signed?
Sir, Fulkian missile signed, but I'm not aware of the year.
Okay, all right. Earlier, Savan sir asked you about economic situation of Punjab.
Yes, sir.
You said that there is already very high debt.
Yes, sir.
And still the government has promised free electricity.
Yes, sir.
How do you think that they are going to balance these two? What is the commercial rate of electricity in Punjab, by the way?
Sir, it is rupees 7 to 8 per unit.
7 to 8.
Yes, sir.
Is it the private consumers are also charged, or the retail consumers? Is there
Yes.
any difference in commercial and other rate?
So I'm not aware in the depth of it, the rates, but I think it is around 7 to 8 per unit.
I've heard that industry doesn't want to locate in Punjab because the electricity rates are very high, because the government, they promise free electricity to farmers and then they charge very high rate from the industries. How do you think that these things would reconcile? If you have to bring in industry, then you
Yes, sir.
certainly have to rationalize the pricing, but then you have promised free electricity.
Yes, sir, the land and electricity is costly in Punjab because the neighboring states are provided more assistance as well of 90% in Himachal and Uttarakhand as well. And Haryana is also closer to the NCR region. But sir, we as Punjab, we should improve our ease of doing business by providing we should utilize our potentials in IT sector, textiles and cultural sectors.
But if the rate of electricity is high, why would somebody set up an IT office in, say, Mohali?
Sir, we have to provide the industrial policy of special economic zones. Such idea have to be in some areas, and to particular industry we have to attract them.
Okay, all right. I think that's all from my side.